What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Fantasy Clowns podcast. I'm your host, Dan, with Dob,
Hi, guys.
and today we're back to make the long-awaited return to give you Episode 1, 2021 Fantasy Football Draft Tips. Tip number 1, don't reach on quarterbacks. Dob?
When you're drafting QBs, mostly everyone's going to put up the same amount at the end of the year. You're going to have a few guys, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, that are going to put up a little more than the average bunch of quarterbacks. But for your top 3-4 rounds, you're going to want to go running back, receiver, tight end, and just bulk up on those because those are the ones that really win you the league at the end.
Exactly, yeah. And I've had several drafts where you can get Matt Stafford in like round 12, which is honestly crazy considering that he's in such a high-powered offense and he's a great player. Now, tip number 2, take your kicker and defense in the latest possible round. Now, everyone's going to love taking Justin Tucker, Harrison Butker, Pittsburgh defense, all those things, but in reality, they're only going to give you about 20 points more at the end of the year. Similar to the quarterback situation, you can bulk up your bench, maybe grab some high upside guys like Marvin Jones, Jalen Reagor, Sammy Watkins, some of those, high upside players, instead of just getting your extra 20 points, for the season? It isn't worth it to me. Number 3, and Dob loves this one. Consider Travis Kelsey top 3 in PPR leagues.
Yeah, he's a solid player. He's gonna go off again this year. People are gonna be game planning for him, but he's just way too good for him just to be stopped. Andy Reid's gonna make plays for him. That offense is just too good. He scores so much in the red zone. He just catches so many balls, and he's just a point getter. And I think he's probably the best fan. I would consider taking him number 1. That's how good he is.
And I gotta agree with you there. I mean, it seems that he's getting better every single year. I mean, he had 1,400 receiving yards last season and 105 receptions, both career highs, with 11 touchdowns. Also a career high. I mean, he's getting better every single season. So, I mean, I'm all in on Travis Kelsey this year. Someone I'm not all in on, however, is Jonathan Taylor. Now, Jonathan Taylor was gifted the backfield last season when Marlon Mack went down, right? I mean, we all expected him. We're like, wow, Jonathan Taylor, this is such a good pick, everything's going to go well for him. He didn't really show up. I mean, sure, he had around 1,200 rushing yards and 300 receiving yards, along with 12 total touchdowns. Which is like, wow, that's a really good season. It's not when he received 270 touches. He received 270 touches, and he played some of the worst teams in the league several times. He hasn't proven anything. He's not going to get as much receiving work this year, I think, just because Nyheim Hines has just proved time and time again that he can handle that receiving workload and does a great job of it. And taking Jonathan Taylor round 1 as your RB1 he's not that, he doesn't seem that talented to me. And I feel that
I'm gonna step in. I disagree with you here. Jonathan Taylor, I think he's gonna get a big workload this year, way bigger than last year. Even though it was huge it wasn't huge. It was high, but I think he's gonna have a big workload. He's going behind a great offensive line. QB situation is gonna be iffy. You don't know if Wentz is gonna be fully healthy. You don't know who's the backup. It's not Brissett.
I think Brissett.
No, Brissett's not on the team.
Well, if we haven't heard about it, he's clearly a nobody.
But they're gonna rely on the run game heavily, and they have a great offensive line. You got Big Q up front. You got some good tackles, and I think Jonathan Taylor's the guy this year.
Well, it wouldn't be a podcast unless we had two different opinions. I'm saying don't reach on him. I don't want him as my RB1. Dob's saying differently, And to go back for a second, Brett Hundley is the backup to Carson Wentz. So Yikes. All right. Number 6. And Dad was talking about this to me before we started here. Wait on running backs in PPR leagues. Take it away.
I didn't say wait on running backs. I said more of a wait on non-receiving running backs, like CMC, Dalvin Cook, Saquon. Like you should draft those guys top. I would take those guys first round. Nick Chubb and like Alvin Kamara also. Like Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. Those guys are like guys I wouldn't. No, Kareem Hunt's actually he's a PPR guy. Nick Chubb is a guy I would stay away from in the first round just because he's not as involved in the passing game as I like him to be. Same with like guys like Aaron Jones. Just trying to think of names off the top of my head that like aren't involved in the passing game.
Yeah,
Guys like
I mean I get what you're saying. It's just like even with Aaron Jones. What'd you say?
David Montgomery as well. You know, he's not huge in the passing game.
I know, and you got to think that now that he's got a legit backup and Williams, it's going to be interesting for him. I have to agree. I mean, PPR points, you're playing for the reception, right? I mean, it makes receivers more valuable, and it makes these running backs more valuable when they get these catches. And I absolutely have to agree with you when I say you must only take running backs that get catches. It's crucial. It's crucial to the sport. It's crucial to the game. And here's the final tip. Don't draft based off of ADP. Now you see these guys like I mean, you know how I feel about Jonathan Taylor. Aaron Jones in Yahoo leagues currently is ranked 7th overall, right? Which is extremely high for a guy like Aaron Jones. I mean, I like Aaron Jones, but 7th overall is crazy. But his ADP is 15. So what does that tell you? If you're all in on Aaron Jones and you say, oh, look at his ADP is 15, I should just wait. But that's not how it works. You know, if you feel comfortable for a guy and you want to take him early, you want to take him a little bit later, you know, you got to go for it. You can't draft based off ADP, and it's crucial. Dob, you got anything to touch up on that?
Yeah, if you gotta just know, you gotta have a confidence in your brain and like your picks. You can't let's say like Travis Kelsey is like a 7th, 6th ADP, and you want him at 4. Don't think you're gonna overdraft him because you have to just be confident in your picks. You gotta just have a gut feeling. You gotta just know. It's just how you win a football league. You can't just go what everyone else is doing.
Exactly, and to touch up again on Travis Kelsey, I mean, we like him from anywhere from 1st to 3rd, but his rank in Yahoo is 12 and his ADP is like 13, and you know it could freeze you up because if you've got pick number 1 and you're in a snake draft, you're not picking again until 21, so you either gotta take him or leave him. And both of us feel extremely comfortable with Travis Kelsey, and I'm taking him. I'm taking him every day of the week, but I'm not doing that because of the ADP. And that's pretty much it for today. You know, just gonna ease ourselves back in. Episode 1, and yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, leave a comment on what you guys want. You know, we're gonna ease ourselves back into it, and good luck with your drafts.